back to my channel. Thanks so much for clicking on today's video. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you out there. If you are celebrating, if you are in a relationship, if you are single, whatever your status is this Valentine's Day, I am sending you lots of love through the screen. So as you can tell by the title, I have put together my final Valentine's Day look. This one is quite dramatic, as you can tell. I did the nice, soft, gentle one. I did the classic red lip and gold eye. And I thought for the third look, I would go out there and go really bold. For those of you that are feeling courageous, confident, sassy, sexy, this is the look for you. If you haven't yet seen the other looks, I'll make sure to leave a link down below to the other two videos so you can go and check out those ones as well. What are you guys doing for Valentine's Day? Let me know, leave me a comment down below and tell me one thing that you are loving this February. I'd love to know. So if you are interested in recreating this look, then just keep watching. But before we start the video, of course I can't go before I let you know, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. It would be lovely to have you on board, join the fam gang. We are steadily growing. I am so happy. Thank you so much to all of you that are watching and subscribing. And also please make sure to go follow me over on Instagram to keep up with my daily tidbits over there. All right guys, so let's just get started. Okay, so as per usual, my eyebrows are done and my eyelids are primed. So I am gonna go into quite a few different palettes, I think, for this look. I'm going to dip and dive, so you just have to bear with me. It's not going to be necessarily just one simple palette, but if you've got colours similar to this in other palettes, then, you know, don't worry about having this exact same colours. So first I want to lay down the pink shade. So I am going into a blush palette, which is this Sleek by 3 one. I really like the pinks in here to do like transition colours. So I'm going into that middle shade first, and I'm just picking this up on a fluffy brush. And then I'm going to start applying that colour up quite high on my eye. Okay, definitely looking a little bit crazy, but not to worry. So now I want to go into that deep dark purple shade, and I've got a palette here which is basically an empty magnetic palette, which I fill with single shadows. So I've started buying single shadows maybe about a year and a half ago, and then anytime I've got one, then I stick it in here. Eventually I think I'm going to end up basically depotting and taking out all of the shadows from my other palettes and then condensing them into ones that I use quite a lot. But the shade that I'm going to go into now is this shade right here. Let me just double check the name. Yeah. So it's this kind of like purpley shade down here, and it's called Going Steady. It's a single colour from Colourpop. So I'm just going to dip into that with the same brush that I've just used, and just to start working slightly under that colour that I've just laid down there. So it's slightly deeper, a little bit more purple, and just work it in. Alright, so I've laid that down, and I want to just add a little bit more depth and right there into the crease. So I'm going into a couple of dark browns. So there's this one right here, which is called Deep Cocoa, and this one right here, which is called Tipsy, which is a little bit deeper. And they're both from Morphe. And I'm just going to pick up a really tiny amount and then just start working that right into the crease, just so that we can get that extra little bit of depth just where I'm going to cut the crease for the gold. Alright, so now I'm going to cut my crease, and I'm just going to use the Makeup Revolution concealer in the shade C12 to cut out a little bit of halo there in the centre of my eye. Alright, so I'm going in now to the Warrior palette that I used in the last tutorial, and we're going into that shade at the bottom there called Benin, and we're going to just use that shade on the center of the lid. So I'm just going to pack this on to basically everywhere that I've got the concealer. And then just using the same brush, I'm going into that shade called Idea right at the top, and I'm just going to add this right at the top of that shimmer, just to add a little bit of extra dimension and reflect right at the top. Okay, now that that's done, now we have to blend out the edges of that colour. So I'm going back into my single shadows and into that purpley shade, the one I used already, going steady, and a small pencil brush. I'm just going to start working from the outside in, and I'm trying to get a kind of upside down triangle shape with a round top. Okay, I think I just want an extra little bit of shimmer right at the top of that. So I'm going into this shade here called High Strung, this one. Also from Colourpop. Just gonna add that right to the top. So the eye's looking pretty good. Just take your time as you're blending these out, especially to try and get that shape. It's not going to be absolutely perfect, don't worry. Once you put some liner and some lashes on, no one's going to be staring at it to get any mistakes that you've made. But you just want to have a kind of smooth transition, nothing too harsh as per usual. So here's the bit where I finish off my face off camera, and I'll be back to finish off the look. Alright, so I'm back and I finished off the rest of my face, and I've put on some quite dramatic lashes. I just found these in my stash actually. I completely forgot that I even had them. So I've put them on. I think it kind of matches the drama, but of course you can go for a less dramatic lash if you're not feeling this bold. So time to finish off the bottom of the eye. So I'm going back into the Sleek palette and back into that colour that I first used, and I'm just going to start applying that now on the bottom of my lash line. Basically this whole look, I want it to be like all blown out and diffused and not like perfect and sharp edges. So I want this to come down quite dramatically. And then with a small detailer brush, back into that purple shade called Going Steady, and I'm just gonna apply that really close to my lash line, just to add a little bit of extra depth here on the outer corner. I'm not bringing this all the way in, just a little something something. I'm also going to add a little bit of black eyeliner just to the outer part of the eye on my waterline, and then a little bit of mascara to just finish that off. Some lips, because I've got quite a dramatic eye, I'm not going to go in with anything too dramatic. We're going to keep it quite nude. So I'm going in with Colourpop's lip liner in the shade BFF3. Depending on how light or dark your lips are will depend on how this colour shows up. I'm just going to fill in my lips like that, and in the centre I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild liquid lipstick in the shade Give Me Mocha. Finishing touch, of course, NYX Matte Finishing Spray. I'm going to let that dry down and I'll be right back. Alright guys, this is the finished look. I have popped on some snazzy earrings to kind of match the vibe. I think this look, I've got on this quite dark and covered up top, but I feel as though this would look really nice with like a plunging neckline, so that you have some skin on show, like between the eyes, which are really dramatic, and your clothing. So that's just a styling tip there. I just shoved it on. I already had this on, so I've kind of just kept it on to film this video. As usual, I'll make sure to leave all of the information down below on what I have used. So make sure to check out the description box below for all of the deets and all of the info. And leave me a comment, let me know what you think of this look, and let me know if you are going to recreate it. If you do happen to recreate it, make sure to tag me on Instagram. I would love to share that with some of my followers, so definitely make sure to tag me over there. Yeah, have a lovely, lovely, lovely Valentine's Day, or if you're watching this on after Valentine's Day, then have a lovely remainder of February, guys. I love you. See you in my next video. Bye.